The chair now recognizes Mr. Taylor for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman and Ranking Member, for holding this hearing today, and thank you very much to our witnesses for being here. The sacrifices you guys made to be here today don't go unnoticed, and we appreciate it very much. I represent many counties along the Ohio River. Congress must pass legislation that encourages growth and development, that speeds up project timelines and protects our communities from flooding without being filled with frivolous regulations. Public-private partnerships have historically benefited the federal government and taxpayers. The Meldal locks and dams in my district is a prime example of how public-private partnerships with the Army Corps can protect communities while providing economic opportunities. Completed in 2016, the 3-turbine hydroelectric plant and spillway were added to the Meldal locks and dams, generating 105 megawatts for the community. Undersecretary Tell, I understand that the Corps coordinates with the Federal Energy Regulation Commission for these potential partnerships. Is there any opportunity in this upcoming WRDA reauthorization to encourage or promote these partnerships to help create new domestic energy production along this existing infrastructure?
Congressman Taylor, you are absolutely right. And 6% of our nation's energy is from hydropower, 25%. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is the largest owner of hydropower facilities. But we have so many of our dams where hydropower is not part of the equation. And this is not one of our primary missions, but we can create through our 408 regulatory program, we can create a streamlined process that allows the entire nation to take advantage of the situation that you described in your home state. And we are undertaking, this committee in WRDA 2024 weighed in on streamlining 408. This is, General Graham and his team have got a good grasp on 404 Clean Water Act permits, but when you go around to our districts, they all handle 408 a little bit differently because it has to do with touching our infrastructure like dams, and it's a more sensitive life and safety issue. If we can come up with a streamlined national approach to 408, we can unlock hydropower, potential energy that exists in our system today in the same way we did it in Ohio. We can do it nationwide through building infrastructure, not paperwork. This is one of the exact things that we are doing. So thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you. The Corps' construction and management of levees across the Ohio River have historically protected communities along the Ohio River from flooding, saving countless lives. As these communities grow in population and economic development, local communities may seek to modify the Corps' existing infrastructure through the Section 408 program. Unfortunately, some communities ran into, in my opinion, unnecessary bureaucratic delays while the Corps was completing its completeness determination for a project in my district. My constituents reported that repeatedly the Corps took the full 30 days to respond to each correspondence, delaying the project and holding up critical development. This process began in early June of 2025 and was not resolved until late January 2026, 7 months after the application was submitted for review. I understand that some approvals take time, but project delivery is crucial for folks on the ground, and 7 months for approval can put projects like this one in my district in jeopardy and drive up costs. Undersecretary Tell, when looking at an upcoming WRDA reauthorization, how can Congress ensure that the Section 408 approval process is completed promptly and communities are not worried about losing federal funding?
Congressman Taylor, you're absolutely right. This is a place, as I said before, this committee has spoken on before. Before I leave this job, I hope to have a new rulemaking that streamlines 408 for the entire country so that each member of the public who seeks a 408 permit from the Corps of Engineers can have a process that's timely, that they can rely on getting answers. Obviously, we're not going to compromise our infrastructure, but we have to be able to streamline this process. It's buried way down in our bureaucracy, and it's something we need to elevate. General Graham, anything to add?
Couldn't agree more. We won't sacrifice the integrity of, say, that dam on the Ohio River, but the paperwork processes, absolutely. And I think as Mr. Tell outlined it, is to give district engineers more authorities in that so they can move faster. One piece, if I could add, on the Ohio River, all the icing conditions, the team on the Ohio River, particularly down in your area, performed magnificently well, keeping those vital arteries open during some really challenging conditions, and I'm tremendously proud of them.
Likewise, I was over there with an opportunity to look at some of that work being done, and I really appreciate what was done to help those folks. I'm going to submit this last question, and you guys can, maybe Lieutenant General could get back to me with the answer. Ohio is home to many abandoned mines with over 1,300 miles of streams impacted by potential acid mine drainage, many of these streams flowing into the Ohio River. That's why I was pleased to see in the last word of reauthorization, authorization for the Secretary to establish a pilot program designed to establish treatment works for abandoned mine drainage in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Lieutenant General, has the Army Corps of Engineers begun the process of establishing this pilot program?
Congressman, we'll get back to you with an answer on that, but having grown up in Pittsburgh, certainly understand the importance of this issue.
I appreciate that. I yield back, Chairman.